Hi, this is Jill with StampWithJill.com and Fun Stamper's Journey. Today we are going to make this Picket Fence sunflower card. There are a lot of fun toys in this video, so let's get started. First I'm going to go over the paper sizes that we need for this card. So I have a Riverstone piece of cardstock that is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I have Denim Days, which is 4 by 5 1/4. I have the Good Life printed paper, and it has the blue flowers on the back, but we're going to use the striped pattern, and this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then for the panel where the flowers are, which is here, I have the Denim Days layer, which is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. I have the Riverstone layer, which is 3 by 4 1/2, and I have the whipped cream layer, which is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. This is the piece that we're going to be working with the most today, and I also have an envelope. And I pre-cut the Picket Fence out of oatmeal cookie cardstock. So let me show you that die real quick. It's a new die. It's called Garden Fence Die Set. It's one die in there. It's a great little template, great addition to your collection. The stamp set we're using today is called Cottage Bouquet. You can see there's lots of nice sentiments, and we're using the sunflower and the daisy. For the sentiment that I chose to put on this card, because I wanted a small one, it will be from these mini greetings. And we're using black ink. We're using some color burst pencils. I have them in color number 16 and number 47, which is basically summer days, and then the middle is the dark brown. And then of course we're going to make the background, pardon my reach, with some Pan Pastels, which I will show you how to use. So let's get started. First, we are going to stamp the two flowers in black licorice ink. And you want to stamp them a little higher, like that. And this one is going to be right next to it. Okay. And then we're also going to stamp the sentiment on a little scrap of whipped cream, which is about a 1/2 inch by 3 inches, but we're going to cut that down. Alright, so now we're all done stamping. So first thing we're going to make is this background with the sky and the grass, and we're going to use Pan Pastels for that. And this is what the Pan Pastels look like. We are going to use this turquoise blue, which these pop right out, and this one turquoise, and we're going to use this green, which is light green. So I already have these soft sponges. I use colors on both sides for these, and then I keep them in a jar. So for the sky, what you're going to do is, make sure you can see that in the camera, is you're going to dip it in there, and you are just going to rub it on your cardstock. And don't worry about covering up your stamped images, because this is like a chalk, and we're going to be able to take it off the flowers to color them. So I'm going to make this one a little bit brighter than my sample. Then we're just going to switch sponges and put the green in. And you're just going to rub that in, and then you just make sure you don't have any extra dust. And that's it. Now it looks like I can just add a smidge there. And that's how you get the grass. It's super easy. You can blend multiple colors too. Alright, so to get the color off the flower, all you need is an eraser. So I am just going to erase where the flower was. Super, super easy. See how white it's getting? Because it's just a little bit of chalk. But it's so easy to use. Okay, so now we're all ready to color the flower. So we're all done with the Pan Pastels to make that vibrant background. You can see I was really light-handed with this one, much brighter with this one. So now I'm just going to go ahead and color it. with these Color Burst pencils. I'm not exactly in the lines, but I'm really putting a lot of color on these because I want it to pop. You can see how bright these color pencils are. And I'll do this one too. So now the yellow's colored. Just go ahead and add the brown to the center. So you see how you're getting these pencil lines on the cardstock? We're going to blend those to get rid of that. There we go. So now we're all done with the pencils. So I like to blend my Color Burst pencils with odorless mineral spirits and these blending stumps. I've had them for years and years and years. I keep them in a bin like this with multiple colors, so I just have to go grab it. This one here is the yellow, so you just dab a little bit of this on here. You can use baby oil. There's lots of mediums you can blend with. I have had this for so long, this is pretty much all I use. So you can see it just is going to blend that color a little bit so there's no more pencil lines. And I'm pushing the color out to the edge of the flowers. It looks like I could use just a little bit more down here. You can always go back in and add color too. Okay, so that's that. And then I have one that has brown on it too, which is right here in my bin. We're going to use this one. And then see these pencil lines, when you blend, they just sort of go right into the flower and look a little bit more realistic. Super simple. There you go. So now we're going to need to put our fence onto the card. So this fence is going to cover up the stem, so it's going to really look like they're really growing behind the fence. So I just line it up like this. I take a little bit of my Journey Craft glue and put it on the back, and we're just going to glue that down. Line that up. Okay. So some of the glue you just kind of wipe off if it squeaks through. Then you're just going to turn this over and take your scissors, and I just trim right up the edge like that to have your fence fit your cardstock perfectly. You can save these for later for another card, or you can just throw them away. Okay, so now we have the flowers and the fence. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to put the bow on the fence. So if you remember the tip from my other video, we take a little glue dot and we put it right in the middle. And then we take our twine, we cut a nice long piece. This is the licorice twist. Oh, well, the glue dot stuck to my finger and not the card. Let's get another one. There we go. Whoops. All right, so now we have that right in the center, and we are going to tie it right into that glue dot. This keeps your baker's twine from moving while you tie your bow. Then you can finish off your bow without everything wiggling and sliding, and adjust the size of your tails. There we go. Okay, so this one's a little twisted. I'm just going to untwist it with my hand and pull it through, and then tighten up the bow. Make that one a little smaller, and then we are ready to trim. And there you have your main panel. So you can erase lightly if this is too bright for you, or you can layer. So I went pretty heavy with the color. you can actually go light and just keep adding little bits at a time to get the desired color that you want. So then for the sentiment, we are just going to trim this. I like to flag them. And then we're going to use these Journey foam squares. Okay, we're all done with the coloring. I like to put that lid back on my mineral spirits so they don't dry out. This is just a cheap bottle from the craft store. It's working because I've had those for like 10 years. So now we're going to put this sentiment right up here. Oh, it's a little bit long on the one side. Let's trim that down. Okay, and now we're ready to assemble the rest of the card. I'm going to move a few things out of the way. And this you can just kind of brush off. It doesn't smear onto too much stuff. So first we are going to fold your card base in half. And we are going to attach the Denim Days and the Good Life printed paper. Then we're going to go ahead and put this right on the card. Okay, we're going to go ahead and attach this to the smaller, whoops, I stuck it. Okay. There we go. Won't see that, it'll be on the back of the Riverstone color. Okay. And then we're going to add this to the Denim Days panel. Okay. And then we're going to put it right on the card with some foam squares. Okay, and there you have it. So you don't want this to go in the mail looking plain, so we have an envelope here. We're going to bring back in the sunflower, and we are going to stamp on the, I always like to stamp on this bottom left corner. It always makes it look a little happy mail, and I kind of like one peeking off the bottom. I'm not actually going to color those in, but you could. But this way here, it kind of gives them a little peek as to what's coming in the mailbox. So here's my original, and here is my remake. You can see I just went heavier on the Pan Pastels to make that background pop. Thanks for joining me today.